also like this next comic. She's really cool. She's a woman, she's strong, she's powerful, she's technically my superior. Give it up for Tate Morgan, guys. Woo!
Hey guys, how are you doing? So now that we got to know each other really well, let's talk about domestic violence. So my ex-boyfriend used to hit me. Just wanted to fucking kill the buzz in this room. You're welcome, you guys. So he's like, him and I dated for like 2 years, and he ended up starting to hit me in the face because he's a great human being. After we got out of that relationship, though, I complained about it to my friends, my mom, and everything. And my mom was like, yo, she's a white woman, she says, yo. She's like, yo, you know, it's not your fault. Like, you have to remember, like, you didn't do this. This isn't like you didn't ask for this and all that. And, you know, like, while I don't think it's other people's faults when they get abused in relationships, it's definitely my fault when I get abused in relationships. And let me explain why. So, I've been talking to this guy, and we were texting, and he just like unprompted told me that he's really into violence, and I was like, man, we're gonna have such good sex, like such good sex. And then like a few minutes later, I was like, wait, was that the red flag? Was that it? I don't know. It wasn't bright enough for me. So like, I mean, like with my ex, like he committed $80,000 worth of check fraud. He got away with it, you guys. He's white. And then he did a bunch of heroin, and then he also drove for the Mexican drug cartel. And I mean, in that relationship, when he ended up like hitting me in the face, I was just like, what? What? Who could have predicted that? What? That hit just like straight out of left field, you guys. Like, oh my god, fucking wild. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm getting up now. Glad we could talk about that. So I've been dating, and it's not been going well. I actually, because I'm an idiot and I go home with people that I meet at comedy shows, they see my set and they're like, yeah, I'm interested in you, and honestly being interested in me is the red flag for me. So I was doing a show, and I met this guy. He was sitting in this chair right here, and he was wearing a shirt that said, ask me about my screenplay. So I asked him about his screenplay after the show, and it turns out he does not have a screenplay. And that was interesting enough for me. So we went to the bar afterwards, we like talked, and he ended up telling me that he was like really into Taylor Swift, and I was like, did he just like look at me and assume? He just knew. And so I was like quizzing him on it. I'm like, what's your favorite song? And he said, All Too Well. I'm like, that's the right answer, god damn it. And so he invited me back to his place, and so when we get there, he's like, do you want to watch Taylor Swift music videos? And I'm like, yeah. And so we started watching the Bad Blood music video, and while we're watching it, he's like, do you want to make out? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm here. So he's like, okay, well, we have to wait till the music video is over. I don't know why he had to do that one, but you know. So then the music video's over, and he's like, hey, do you want to go back to my room? And I'm like, sure. So we go back to his room. As we're walking there, he's like, hey, so I don't want you to think I'm like one of those weird guys who doesn't have a bed frame. But I don't have a bed frame. And I was like, I mean, I ignored the violence thing So I'm gonna ignore that one too. So we get to his room, and he has one of those weird bedrooms where you have to like walk through the bedroom to get to the bathroom. So he goes into the bathroom. Honestly, that should have been the red flag for me. I fucking hate those kinds of apartments. They're the worst. Anyway, he goes back there. I'm standing in his room, and I look at his bed, and on his bed there's just like a little magazine, right? And it's called Hand Job Magazine, and it says www.hjmag.com, and there is a picture of two men fucking, and I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't appealing to look at, I'm just saying. Anyway, so then on the cover, it has a speech bubble, which is weird for porn, to have a speech bubble. And like a comic book, so a little speech bubble, it said, "Who's daddy's little faggot?" on it. And so I thought the whole thing was like super weird, because, you know, who buys physical porn anymore? Who's buying magazines? What the fuck is that shit? I don't know. It was really weird. But anyway, later we're having sex, and while we're having sex, there's like a weird like lull, you know, like there's just like a weird silence, like not silence, but like you can just hear just the smacking and nothing else. And so I was like, fuck, like you can't just like, that's weird. You need something happening. So I was like, all right, well I have to say something to him. I don't know what I'm gonna say. And I was like, well, I'll just do like the go-to. I'll just say his name, you know. And so then I was like thinking about it. And I'm like, fuck, what's his name? Shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And so then I just like panicked. I improvised, and I just like grabbed him, and I just pulled him in, and I was just like, I whispered in his ear, "Who's daddy's little faggot?" And yeah, he hasn't called me back. I didn't like that very much. All right, thank you guys. I'm Tate Morgan.
One more time for Tate, guys.